Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy NTG back here with another video today. Today, guys, we're going to be going over the top 10 best cards you guys should have on your Ultimate Team if you can afford them. So, in Madden, they just released a ton of content this week. Some of those cards are featured on this list, and we'll talk about some other cards. These are cards I think that you should have on your team if you want to competing at a very high level. It's going to be pricey, but these cards, they are worth it. If you guys do enjoy the video, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on post notifications. You guys have been killing with support, so I appreciate each and every one of you. And without further ado, let's get into it. So, before we do get into it, there are going to be some cards that are off limits. These cards need to be auctionable and they need to be on the block right now. So that means no Ed Reed, Kyle Pitts, Amani Oruwariye, and I did not include Myles Garrett on this list, so it is what it is. Honestly, I don't even know if he's really a top 10 player in this game. He doesn't look super crazy to me. Kind of just looks pretty average. I mean, he looks good, but I mean, probably borderline top. I guess you can make an argument for top 10, but I got 10 other players I'm going to talk about because a lot of people, it's out of their price range. There is one card in this, or there's a few cards that are super, super expensive, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. But like I said, Ed Reed's not in this, no Montez Sweat, Nico Collins, Kyle Pitts, any of those guys. So we're going to start out with the first card, and we're going to be going to a strong safety to do a card that's dropped a little bit in price because there's been an influx of him. We're talking about Cam Chancellor right here. These are in no particular order as well. So Cam Chancellor, in my opinion, is a very, very good card. 85 speed, 84 excel, 82 tackling, 84 play rec, 81 pursuit, 71 man, 83 zone with 87 hit power. He's 6'3", 225. So really, the only downfall of this card is his low man coverage at 71. If you look beside that, the 85 speed is absolutely incredible still at this point in the year. The 87 hit power, he's going to lay the wood, lay the boom, whatever you want to say. He is going to be forcing some fumbles for you. And really, that is the main reason that he is on this list, is because he's a great user. If you use him in your middle linebacker position, Cam Chancellor, year after year is one of the best players that can do that. So Cam Chancellor, in my opinion, still a top 10 player in this game. And if you can go out and get him and afford him, really, it's a great option. The strong safety is an incredible card. Next card up is not Ken Houston. I accidentally clicked on that. The next card up is going to be a legend card that released last week, and we're going to the wide receiver position. You guys should know who I'm talking about. We're talking about the great Randy Moss, in my opinion. Maybe the best receiver of all time. I would say the best receiver of all time. But looking at this card, 86 speed, 87 jumping, 81 catching, 77 catching traffic, 84 spec, 81 short, 83 medium, and 85 deep. He's 6'4", 210. He's a tall receiver with excellent speed. That combo in this game plays very, very well, and Randy Moss just plays different. If you guys have ever played him, if you've been against him year after year after year after year, this card will torture you, whatever version it is. You could throw his 82 out there right now, and it'd still be better than a lot of the 83s, 84s, and maybe even 85s in this game. That's how good Randy Moss is. Randy Moss, I cannot say enough good things about him. Go out, get him if you can afford him. He's about 440K. He's pretty good for that price. I'm sure his price is going to dip a little bit, but whenever this card approaches quick sell value, if you're on a budget team, that card is worth picking up. But for right now, he's still one of the best wide receivers in the game. Moving on to another legend we're going to talk about. We're talking about Antonio Cromartie right here. 86 speed, 85 excel, 87 agility, 86 jumping, 78 play rec, 85 man coverage, 80 zone coverage, 84 press. He's 6'2", 210. For me, I have this card on my team, and he is a shutdown corner, guys. I'm telling you, he can lock down almost anybody in this game, if not everybody. The Antonio Cromartie card is very, very good. I like to put him in zone coverage, but his man is actually the better coverage. You know, he's 6'2", so he's big, but he might get outplayed a little bit by those Randy Mosses on those, aggressive catches. But if he presses them, he can get in a good position and knock that ball away, or maybe even come up with an interception. This card has played very, very well for me. Definitely recommend him, especially for a B&D choice. Him or Randy Moss, I would probably go Crow. I think Crow's a little bit better just because there's not maybe as many free corners you can get right now. But we'll talk about some of those in a little bit once again. Moving in to the next position, the middle linebacker position, we are going to talk about All-Pro Fred Warner, who it does not look like he is in the catalog, so we'll have to go on the auction block to try to find him. But Fred Warner is an absolutely incredible card. He is the best middle linebacker typically year after year in the game. You guys can see his price has risen a lot since Monday's AKA release. 85 speed, 84 excel, 73 strength, 85 tackling, 84 play rec with 76 block shedding, 83 power move or hit power, and then 85 zone coverage. So the reason I like this card a lot is because his zone coverage is very good and you can just leave him out there. It's a big thing in middle linebacker because if you're using a guy like Cam Chancellor, most likely you're going to be using your strong safety. So you want a middle linebacker with good zone coverage and good speed, and this card has some of the best in the game. Not to mention the extra bonus is he has some nice hit power, and his tackling, he's not going to miss many. He's also 6'3", not a small guy. He's a pretty tall middle linebacker. He can animate, make some plays. All-Pro Fred Warner is a great middle linebacker in this game right now. Moving on to the next card we're going to talk about, we're going back to the Season of Boom promo, and we're going to talk about Cam Chancellor's running mate back in the Season of Boom, not Season Boom, the Legion of Boom era in Seattle. We're going to Richard Sherman right here, guys. Look at this card. 85 speed, 87 excel, 84 agility, 87 jumping, 81 play rec, 77 man, 86 zone, 77 press. He's 6'3", 195. So he is a very, very tall corner. His zone coverage is very good, meaning he's going to be able to jump high. 87 jumping too. He's going to get some crazy animation interceptions. His speed, while it's not maybe an 86, 85, is going to play just fine. Not to mention, if you even build a theme team for Seahawks for Richard Sherman and Cam Chancellor, you can boost that speed. Probably not a bad option right now. Cam Chancellor is a very, very good corner in this game and one of the better ones you can pick up for a very affordable price. I personally would take him over Antonio Cromartie, save the $60K, and get one of the better corners in this game. And between me, that price might come down a little bit over the next few days as well. Next card up, we're moving into the LTDs category, guys. The rest of these are going to be LTD cards, meaning these are going to be expensive cards, but they're expensive for a reason because they're very, very good cards. So the first card we're going to talk about, we're going to stick with the Season of Boom. If we can find him right here, we're going to be talking about Mr. Jalen Ramsey for the Miami Dolphins. Jalen Ramsey right here, 85 speed, 85 excel, 81 agility, 84 jumping, 83 play rec, 86 man coverage, 83 zone with 87 pressing. He's 6'1", 208. He's an excellent man coverage corner, probably the best in the game, a little bit better than Crow, even though the speed's a little bit down. His pressing and man coverage is more elite. The zone coverage too is going to play very well at 83, meaning he's going to play well. He's very, very balanced. That's the one thing that maybe a Sherman and a Antonio Cromartie are missing. They're not super balanced. Cromartie's a little more balanced than Sherman is on the man coverage side. But Jalen Ramsey takes the best of both those worlds and pushes them together. That is why he's 900K right now and probably the best cornerback in the game. He's only 6'1", so he's not as tall as a Crow or a Richard Sherman, but 6'1" still is very, very tall for a cornerback, meaning Jalen Ramsey is going to have a place on this list, and he is an excellent card. Next up is the cheapest LTD we're going to talk about, and that is Derrick Henry right here. 84 speed, 82 excel, 78 agility, 85 carrying, 56 catching, 76 change of direction with 87 trucking and 87 break tackle. He's 6'3", 247. Now, instantly you think, okay, catching's not that high, change of direction's honestly not that high. 87 trucking and 87 break tackle with 84 speed is pretty hard to break down. If you break through the first line of coverage, people are going to be bouncing off him. And that is why this card deserves a place on this list. In my opinion, probably is the best halfback in the game right now, is because a lot of people in the secondary are going to try to hit stick, and they're just going to bounce off you because they ain't 6'3", 247. Derrick Henry is an absolute tank. And honestly, for 500K, it probably isn't a bad buy right now if you don't have an elite running back. For me, I have Saquon. That's why I'm not going out and getting this card. But if I didn't have Saquon, I mean, Derrick Henry might be my starting running back right now. So Derrick Henry right there is an excellent card. Now we're going to talk about maybe the best overall card in the game. We're going to talk about 86 Lawrence Taylor. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I think this is just best cards in the game. I don't think you should go out and get this card because it's not worth 1.3 million coins. But it is the best card in the game right now. Besides like the Ed Reed and all those guys. 86 speed, 88 excel, 83 strength, 80 tackling, 80 play rec, 82 block shed, 86 power move with 85 finesse move. He is an excellent rusher, guys. He's going to break off. He's going to stop the run. His speed is basically the fastest in the game. You can even use this card and he'd be elite. Lawrence Taylor every year is very good, and they juiced the absolute heck out of this card. 88 excel coming off the edge with his power and finesse moves against these, probably 80, 81, 82 left tackles. Man, they are in a world of trouble. Lawrence Taylor is an absolute menace in this game, and he is the best card in the game right now, but not worth the price probably. Unless you got the coins, go out and get him. If you play competitively, I get it, but I mean, 1.3 million coins is expensive, but he is worth it. The next card is Chad Johnson, aka Ocho Cinco, aka card right here. 86 speed, 83 jumping, 85 catching, 84 catching traffic, 87 spec, 84 short, 84 medium, 84 deep. This card, stats-wise, does look a little better than Randy Moss, which is very, very interesting. He also will always quick sell for 350k. That's also something you got to realize, is there's not much, I mean, if this card gets down like 500k, there's not much loss there in like a week or so. But Chad Johnson, he plays very well too. He's like Randy Moss. He does play well. He's 6'1", 192, so he's taller, not super tall, but taller, wide receiver. The card art is sick, first of all, as well. And I know it doesn't matter on the field, but the card art is so much better than Randy Moss's. Chad Johnson, very, very good card. A little bit expensive right now, but I expect his price to come down. And if he can reach around the 450k to 500k mark by next week, assuming you don't have excellent wide receivers, it might be worth picking up as a rental. So Chad Johnson right there is a great card. I mean, I remember his legend last year. I think it was last year to start the year. I used that card so much, and he played so well for me, guys. So Chad Johnson, really good card. And the final card we're going to talk about, for me, I love using my tight ends, and that's why I have to put this card on the list, and that is David Njoku right here, guys. David Njoku, your tight end slot is one of the most important slots on offense, and people are never going to realize that because, you know, they always think about wide receivers bring someone deep. If you run a tight end on a seam route that just breaks through cover two, he's gone. So that's why tight end is a super important position, and that's why David Njoku is on this list. 86 speed, 61 strength, 87 catching, 85 catching traffic, 83 spec, 84 short, 83 medium, with 62 run blocking. Obviously, the run blocking and strength isn't super great. That's not what he's meant for. He's meant for basically an extra wide receiver lined up on your offensive line of scrimmage. 86 speed is some of the fastest speed in the game, especially for a tight end, which if you're in man coverage, you're going to be up against a lot of linebackers. And I'll tell you what, you're going to torch them because a lot of linebackers don't have 86 speed right now, especially like a right outside linebacker or left outside linebacker. Yeah, it might be a little scary. And he's also 6'4". He's pretty tall as basically a wide receiver. So David Njoku deserves a spot on this list. Let me know if I missed anybody that you guys have been using a ton. There's tons of cards to go with. You can go with a Tom Brady. You can go with, who else is an LTD right now? Tom Brady. You can go with, I guess we basically covered all the LTDs, but you can go with the Tom Brady. There's tons of 84 to 85 cards that are excellent in this game still that you could be using. Amari Cooper, Raheem Mostert, Justin Jefferson, Brian Urlacher, Joe Mixon. There's tons of cards. Let me know what you guys are going with, what you guys are playing with, who you think are the best cards in the game. There's tons of options, and there's no right or wrong answer. But in my opinion, these are the top 10 cards, even though they're super expensive. They're going to win you games most likely. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on post notifications. I'm NTG. Peace out.